Hey there guys, what's going on? It's Gale right here, back on the 5-9 channel, and of course we are here with another Pokemon Unite guide, and today we have the latest entry into Pokemon Unite, and that is Gardevoir, of course releasing on the 28th, a couple of days ago even, as you guys may be seeing this on the weekend. Of course, we have the latest entry. I'm very excited to go over her, and also big shout out to your websites such as PokemonUnite.gg, Ranked Boost, and various other sources of information such as JJ Kun as well, for making a place to keep all the data and information about Gardevoir that's easy to access. And as always, if you are enjoying this style of a video, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more Pokemon Unite stuff. We will be bringing out more as the weeks go on. And with that being said, let's get right into Gardevoir. Today we're looking at Gardevoir, as mentioned, one of my top 3 Pokemon and a new addition to the game. Gardevoir is an attacker Pokemon, joining the forces and ranks of Pikachu, Alolan Ninetales, Cinderace, Cramorant, Greninja, and Venusaur. This means Gardevoir will have a long range with extremely high offensive capabilities, but at the cost of being extremely fragile. Like most attackers, Gardevoir has the option of going top or bottom lane, with the ability to clear and aid pushes while dealing a lot of damage with the aid of a support or defender in order to ensure Gardevoir's survival. Gardevoir is available to purchase for a moderate cost of 8,000 coins, slap bang in the middle of the park in terms of a cost for a Unite license for any Pokemon available, and in terms of the difficulty mentioned by the game, Gardevoir is at the intermediate level. As such, Gardevoir will require a bit more finesse, especially with the way her moves work, as it requires a little bit more work from the player in order to make sure you aim in the right direction with certain moves as well as her Unite move. Like Garchomp, Gardevoir starts at her most basic form as Waltz and will evolve into Kirlia at level 6, and then following that into Gardevoir at level 10. And like Garchomp, of course, this is a much higher level requirement compared to fellow available Pokemon such as Crustle, Alolan Ninetales, and Venusaur. Gardevoir, however, just like any other Pokemon, also has new moves and upgrades as you level her up, with a heavy focus on offense when it comes to her moves. She does also bring a lot of combos with her own moves as well as the rest of the roster. Gardevoir's basic attack allows every third attack to deal area damage and reduces the special defense of all opponents hit, allowing her abilities and her damage to be bolstered as a result. Gardevoir's 2 starting moves are Teleport and Confusion, with Teleport allowing you to get out of sticky situations by warping to a nearby location, but it not only just does that, it also boosts your basic attack, allowing you to not only run away in case of near death, but also to take advantage of a fight from range. Confusion, well, simply put, is a psychic ranged blast attack that just shoots forward. At level 6, you can choose to upgrade Teleport into either Future Sight or Psyshock. Future Sight is a time-delayed explosion which you can place accordingly using the right stick, of course, with the ability to reduce its cooldown provided the attack lands. With an upgrade, it can reduce the cooldown even further by being an instant cooldown instead, which means on hit, it will automatically allow you to use the move again, basically. Psyshock, on the other hand, is 3 consecutive blasts, with each impact reducing its cooldown and the upgrade increasing its damage. Both moves clearly show the direction Gardevoir is going in, that provided the attacks land, you can spam them to all hell and back if played correctly. At level 8, of course, Confusion is upgraded into either Psychic or Moonblast. Psychic is a ball of energy that explodes at a distance or on impact, slowing your opponents in the area, and an upgrade to Psychic will reduce the cooldown. Moonblast, on the other hand, allows Gardevoir to leap back and shoot a blast of energy, stunning the opponent and damaging other opponents in a cone. This move's upgrade, it basically grants Gardevoir a shield, which makes her a bit more anchor in sticky situations, especially late game. And these 2 moves, as you can see, give Gardevoir a little bit of CC to help her other move, and we'll get onto that in a bit. For Gardevoir's Unite move, Fairy Singularity, you will be able to generate what is effectively a black hole, dragging in players nearby before it explodes and displaces them, allowing you to effectively cause havoc amongst the other team. Gardevoir, as you can tell, and as mentioned by her being an attacker, it's an absolute glass cannon. She is a fantastic unit, very strong but very low endurance as a result. The moveset, as you can see as well, is heavily focused on outputting damage while also being able to combo the moves very easily. But at the same time, there is a lot of work to be done defensively, as shown by some of the moves, allowing her to warp away early game and then CC and hinder her enemies by slowing them or stunning them on the spot. In terms of move combinations, a great combination is going to be Future Sight and Moonblast, with Moonblast allowing you to stun your opponents, and then you can go into Future Sight, which you can then place on top of the stunned enemy, allowing you to give them the 1-2 as they take a lot of damage. On the other hand, Psyshock plus Moonblast allows you to zone and control from afar as you poke the opponents with some range attacks and let your opponent or your team, I should say more so, not your opponent, your team, do the rest with the tanks being in front of you, and you're getting your junglers to gank the opponent. Personally, Moonblast is a clearer option compared to Psychic due to its stunning capabilities plus AoE damage. Psychic is a much faster attack and at the same time allows you to slow the enemy, giving you a great chance to combo with Psyshock. Your first choice as Vault will definitely be to choose Confusion, as it's your only attacking move, while Teleport gives you a bit more freedom to move faster and do more damage on your basic attack. It's not really required from levels 1 to 3, and on level 3 you get Teleport, giving you the freedom to use it right as you start the initial engagements against the opponent. Once you hit level 6, it's a very clear option to me to personally choose Future Sight, and then at level 8 go Moonblast. If you are running with the right tanks and support, you can get some nasty combinations as you hold down enemies with the walls and blocks, and then you can Moonblast them and combo into Future Sight, causing absolute havoc amongst the team basically, and causing a lot of damage. The one thing here is of course the walls and blocks, which we will get into later on in this guide as well, and why communication with your team is very, very important. Gardevoir's items are quite straightforward, with Wise Glasses, Special Attack Specs, and Shell Bell being the go-to items for not only myself but various other players. There is also another alternative from what I can gather. Instead of going for a Special Attack Specs, you can go for Energy Amplifier, which is also a decent option in terms of bolstering her Unite move and getting it faster. Starting off with Shell Bell, it gives you the ability to let your special attacks heal 45 HP at the very minimum, and then plus a percentage of your special attack, which is great for a special attacker such as Gardevoir. Wise Glasses increases the damage of your special attack, and Special Attack Specs increase your special attack stat permanently as you score a goal, giving you a hefty advantage for the rest of the match. For the battle item, it's a very clear-cut choice here as well, and this is down to Gardevoir's frail structure, and that's Eject button, which allows you to immediately move to a nearby location, letting you get away from impossible to win conditions, and lets you fall back to wait for support to arrive. Gardevoir, similar to Garchomp, has a significant weakness early game as she takes a lot longer to evolve compared to her compatriots. Add in the factor of her being an attacker and having a much lower endurance compared to Garchomp, she's a very high risk factor. And as such, Gardevoir in a solo match without a pre-made team can be very risky, as you would need high levels of communication with fellow teammates in not only what they choose but how they support you as Gardevoir. With her extremely high offensive capabilities allowing players to nuke opponents with a combo move of Future Sight and Moonblast, late game nearly evaporating opponents from full health to around a quarter if not lower of their HP bar. With her range as well, she has a great chance to snipe the big three mob Pokemon of Dreadnought, Rotom, and Zapdos if the opponents are close to beating them, allowing you to steal the extra power and advantage they give. A big issue similar to Garchomp yet again, there's a lot of parallels between Garchomp and Gardevoir, even though they're two different roles. Would be also how good is the player's control, as a lot of her moves rely on good aim from the players, and as such it lives up to her intermediate level difficulty. Let's talk a bit about the combos that I mentioned earlier on and why communication is super important. While Gardevoir is frail, her strength comes from being with fellow Pokemon on the field, as well as being made on a pre-made team. As such, having a good combo to work with is extremely vital, and these are the Pokemon that should be taken into consideration. Mr. Mime is the first one I will have to say. Having played with a fellow Mr. Mime player quite a lot, the barriers Mr. Mime can generate and block opponents, allowing you to get Future Sight attacks off mid-game, is a great advantage, specifically between level 6 to 8 before you get Moonblast and the stun capability. This combination is extremely deadly and has led to a lot of insane and well done plays. And another similar and great option as well is Snorlax, of course, who will also help in making sure Future Sight hits a lot easier compared to normal situations without. Eldegoss is obviously a great choice. I think, any guide we do effectively with any attacker or all-rounder will feature Eldegoss, as her sustainability and heals, in obviously Gardevoir's case, will allow her to be a bit more reckless, but with some caution, as it's still not infinite, and Eldegoss will run out at some point and cooldowns will occur. Alolan Ninetales is also a great option in terms of going in with another fellow attacker, as her CC and range will allow you to zone really well together and poke enemies from long range, allowing your jungler to clean up when played correctly. Let's talk a bit about the opposing threat that Gardevoir has. Gardevoir is frail, and therefore any and every Pokemon can be a potential threat to her. However, noticeably, some Pokemon that did cause Gardevoir to suffer quite a lot ended up being the jungler, which would of course be examples being Gengar, Zeraora, and Absol. Another set would be the more CC-based Pokemon such as Pikachu and Alolan Ninetales, as they could hinder Gardevoir to the point of not being able to move away from a troublesome situation. So effectively what you want to do is you want to make sure Gardevoir is away from the opponents as much as possible, because anywhere she gets close, she's probably gonna get killed immediately. Her endurance is probably one of the lowest, it seems like, or it feels like, at least in terms of the stats and everything. So hopefully, you know, when you're playing as Gardevoir, there's a lot of distance you're maintaining against other Pokemon, or it's going to be a troublesome situation. With that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this guide, and of course, if you did go on to enjoy it, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon Unite stuff. I'm glad to have been able to buy God of War, and obviously with coins and stuff and been able to use her because she's been a lot of fun. Obviously, you have to be a bit more cautious when you're playing with her, but when it comes to her offensive capabilities, unparalleled in my personal opinion. Let us know if you've been using Gardevoir as well in the comment section down below. It'll be curious to see what you guys have been running as your items, your moves, and so on and so forth. With that being said, it's been Gilright on the 5-9 channel, and we will see you guys in the next Pokemon Unite guide. Peace out, everybody.